Nerderotic.com.
You're going to hear a lot of excuses from HBO and the Access Media when it comes to Westworld Season 3's premiere, losing 50% of its audience as compared to the premiere episode of Season 2. And I'm here to tell you, it's all BS. Get woke, go broke. That's why it failed. End of video. Not exactly. But before I get started, if you like what I do here, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. I thank you all who have subscribed, and I thank you for your continued support. Now let's go to the wrap. And they put one of the excuses in the headline, which has nothing to do with it. Now, I will admit that the Democratic debate might take a little bit from the Westworld audience, but it was a mass appeal show. Remember, this at one point was the heir apparent to Game of Thrones. I was even saying it was, because season 1 was damn near a perfect season of television. It had complex storylines, it had complex characters, it had levity, it was fun. And then the Me Too Time's Up era happened in Hollywood. Then they shifted the show, and then Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan decided to make it a show for the Me Too Time's Up era, and it was over after that. Westworld Season 3 premiere audience sinks 57% versus Democratic debate. I love that built-in excuse, and it has nothing to do with it. HBO's sci-fi series skipped all of 2019. Second excuse, which has a little bit to do with it. After almost 2 years offline, HBO's Westworld finally unfroze all motor functions on Sunday with its Season 3 premiere. And when it brought itself back online, the Evan Rachel Wood-led sci-fi series brought fewer viewers with it than the show put up the last time it booted up. And within that paragraph, you see one of the problems with this show, the Evan Rachel Wood-led series. Evan Rachel Wood is free to say whatever she likes on Twitter, and she's also free to suffer any repercussions. I will remind everyone about the Kobe Bryant tweet that she put out. That was instant regret. I won't show the tweet, but I'll show the headline over the backlash, and I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about. She has had a lot of tweets like that. Again, she has every right to say what she wants, but she doesn't help her show very much. She is one of the more obnoxious people from Hollywood, and people are sick and tired of this, and I will probably be making a lot of videos about the repercussions of these actions because we're going to start seeing them play out, and we're seeing one play out right here. When comparing just their initial 9 p.m. airings, the Westworld Season 3 premiere titled Parce Domine earned 901,000 viewers, under 1 million overnight viewers, which is down 57% from the 2.1 million viewers put up by the Season 2 debut of the Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy created sci-fi series, an episode that aired on April 22nd, 2018. Now, before we get into more excuses, I've reviewed every episode of Westworld. I was singing its praises again after Season 1, thought it was one of the best shows on TV, and it took such a downturn in Season 2, I didn't even realize it until after I watched the season and after I watched the last episode, because I always thought they were going to turn around some of the idiotic things they did in Season 2, but they didn't. I remind you, this is a series of television that had the Man in Black, played by Ed Harris, kill his daughter on Father's Day. And to remind you that Game of Thrones had Tyrion Lannister kill his father on Father's Day. People see this stuff, HBO, and this turns people off, and you're sending a definite message. You're not doing this by accident. Of course, Westworld's second season premiere didn't have to go head-to-head with the debate, which broadcast from 8 to 10 p.m. on Univision and CNN. I highly doubt that bit into the audience that much. I think people don't care about this show anymore after Season 2 and the long break. The 2-year break definitely had something to do with losing viewership, but that wouldn't have anything to do with it if season 2 was satisfying. It turned so many people off, half of them, more than half of them, decided not to come back. And if they did watch the first episode, which I did, they would stay away because it's more of the same. They actually dumbed it down a little bit. It was linear storytelling. It was dark, it was bleak, and times have changed. I don't know if you've noticed recently, people don't really want to watch dark, bleak, dystopian entertainment anymore, but Hollywood has been flooding us with this of late. And we'll get into that a little later in the video. Looking at the bigger picture, episode 301 of Westworld, which clocked in at 68 minutes, drew 1.7 million total viewers on Sunday. That tally includes the 9 p.m. airing on HBO, plus an encore, as well as streaming via the pay TV channels HBO Go and HBO Now platforms. That means in overall viewers, the Westworld Season 3 premiere was 43% from its second season's first episode, which scored 3 million total sets of eyeballs when counting linear HBO Go and HBO Now viewers. The start of Season 3 was also down from the end of Season 2, which earned 2.2 million viewers on June 24th, 2018. Again, that was almost 2 years ago, and a lot of people were turned off by Season 2. HBO expects viewing of the Westworld Season 3 premiere episode to rise significantly over the coming weeks with more encores, DVR playback, and streams on HBO Go and HBO Now. They hope people will, but I will get into why I don't think they are. It is worth noting that Season 2 of Westworld received approximately 30% of its viewing from digital views, and that since it's been online. HBO's consumer viewing patterns have shifted, with digital platform viewing growing to as much as half of all viewing for the premium channel's recent dramas. This is the same rationalization and spin that we hear from the BBC, that we hear from Disney, that we hear from CBS All Access, that we hear from HBO. Remember, Watchmen was so successful, they canceled it. It was watched by 8 million people total. That means about 1 million people an episode. Actually, a little less. And the same is going on here with Westworld. HBO was expecting millions of people to watch it on its opening episode. That means people were anticipating it, and they couldn't wait to see it. If you're relying on the digital numbers, that means people could afford to miss it, not really care that much. That's not the type of show this needs to be. It's very expensive. It was very slick. But here is the worst part about it. It could have been the next Game of Thrones. They took two very interesting characters, Maeve and Dolores, and they turned them into robots. And they're supposed to be robots that are so human that we're supposed to root for them and feel sorry for them. But because we're in the era that we're in, the Time's Up Me Too era, we can no longer write women with complexity, with vulnerability, because that's patriarchal. So they're just these mindless machines that we are just waiting to watch succeed. That's it. They took Ed Harris's Man in Black, who was a great villain who knew the game, and turned him into a blundering fool. They turned Jeffrey Wright's character into a blundering fool. And all the men are blundering fools in this. Recognize this theme? We've seen it in pretty much everything we've seen over the last couple of years. This isn't going to play well. It's turning off men and women everywhere. And they did away with the complex storytelling, and now they've done away with their viewers. We go to TV series finale, and it paints an even worse picture. There we see the 56.16% drop from the premiere episode of Season 3 compared to the premiere episode of Season 2, and worse yet, in that key 18 to 49 demo, there is a 67.42% drop, meaning younger people have dipped out on this. Again, you want that premiere episode to have the highest ratings possible because they all go downhill from there. Now, HBO tends to maintain their viewers, so it'll probably stick around 900 to 800,000. But this is a very expensive show and a great example of get woke, go broke. They had a 5-year plan for this show, and I highly doubt they're going to make it because of HBO's politics and because of the politics of some of the actors, the aforementioned Jeffrey Wright. lets everybody know about his politics as well. And guess what that does? It alienates a large portion of your audience. I don't care what your politics are. You just need to understand that some of the people that you might be intentionally or unintentionally offending are potential viewers or were viewers of your show. Maybe Hollywood will recognize this now, considering they will be coming out with their handout to us very soon. Maybe they'll rediscover customer service, like I said in my last video, but I highly doubt it. If you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like what you heard, I thank you for listening this long, and I'll see you in the next video.
Nerderotic.com. Please subscribe.